Have you ever had this strange experience? You talk about something with a friend, maybe a new pair of headphones, a restaurant, or a trip you want to take, and then suddenly, the next time you open your phone, you start seeing ads about that exact thing. It almost feels like your phone is listening. Now here's the question. Is AI actually tracking us? The short answer is yes and no. But the real story is much more interesting. First, let's talk about something most people don't realize. Every time we use AI tools, whether it's search engines, recommendation systems, or chatbots, we're creating data. When you ask a question, write a message, or even click on a suggestion, that interaction can be used to improve the system. For example, many AI platforms collect anonymous usage data to make their models better. This means when millions of people ask questions, correct mistakes, or interact with responses, the system learns patterns about how humans communicate and what they want. So in a way, every user helps train the system. But that doesn't necessarily mean the AI is learning about you personally. Most major AI systems don't remember individual conversations or build personal profiles from them. Instead, they learn from massive amounts of combined data from many users. However, things get more complicated when AI connects with other technologies. Think about social media platforms, search engines, and online stores. These systems already track things like what you click, what you watch, how long you stay on a page, what you buy. AI analyzes all of this data to predict what you might do next. That's why your feed sometimes feels like it can read your mind. In reality, it's not mind reading, it's pattern recognition. If millions of people who search for one thing also end up buying another thing, the AI learns that connection. Over time, the predictions become so accurate that it can feel almost creepy. Now, here's where the more controversial theories start to appear. Some people believe that AI systems could eventually know more about us than we know about ourselves. Because if an algorithm sees thousands of your decisions, searches, and habits, it might be able to predict things like what you'll buy next, what you'll click on, or even what kind of content will change your mood. There are already studies showing that algorithms can sometimes predict personality traits based on online behavior. And that raises a big question for the future. If AI becomes good enough at predicting human behavior, could it eventually influence our decisions? Some experts worry about this when it comes to things like advertising, political messaging, or social media algorithms. The idea isn't that AI controls people, but that it can subtly shape what we see, which can influence how we think. And the truth is, this is already happening in small ways. Recommendation systems on video platforms decide which videos you see next. Music platforms decide what songs appear in your playlist. Shopping websites decide which products appear at the top of the page. Behind all of this is AI trying to answer one question: what will keep you engaged the longest? But here's the important part. AI systems themselves aren't secretly watching you through your camera or listening to every conversation. Most of the tracking people notice actually comes from data you willingly give to apps and websites, things like browsing behavior, app usage, and account activity. So the real issue isn't that AI is secretly spying on us. The real issue is that the modern internet runs on data, and AI is extremely good at turning that data into predictions. In other words, AI might not know who you are, but it's becoming very good at understanding how humans behave. And that leads to an even bigger question. As AI continues to improve, will it simply help us make better decisions, or will it become so good at predicting behavior that it starts quietly shaping the choices we make every day? Because if that happens, the future of AI won't just be about technology, it'll be about who controls the data and how that power is used. Subscribe for more.